record on this computer, and then I'm going to present. Ooh. Cool. Right. Can everyone see the screen? Is it this G? I can't hear what you guys. Can you type in chat or like say something, because I don't know if you can hear or not.
Ben.
All right. Cool. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to OGX webinar for handling objections for today. Yeah, so this will be, oh, there we go. All right. This is the agenda. So do a little bit of a briefing, 5 minutes, and then we'll move into maybe 20 minutes of objection handling 101. So we'll be going through just some basic techniques, stuff you can do during, not just during a CC, but before and after a CC that you can use to respond to any objections that might get thrown at you. We'll be going through a couple of the main objections that generally pop up, and I've had some. I've already put some kind of ways forward, things you can do to address those objections. But please do. I'll be asking around, because I only have my experiences to work with, and you guys might have experienced the same thing as well. And if you have any good case practices that you feel are very useful for handling specific types of objections, please do speak up. Because if everyone knows how to use those GSPs, we can all achieve as a nation. That's what we want to do. So yeah, we'll be doing that for about 20 minutes, and then we'll move into an open space Q&A. And that space will be more for more specific kinds of objections that come up. So stuff that doesn't fall under the kind of big objections that I'll be putting in there, which are from memory. EPs go through. They usually say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, or I'm worried about my safety. Pardon me. Yeah, so that'll be a space for you guys if you have anything that you are having trouble with, something that pops up and you really don't know kind of how to deal with it. Space to share and discuss how you can address that. And if something does pop up like quite a bit, yeah, I'll definitely add that into the most common objections, slash pain points that the EPs go through. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Please do contribute when you can. I want this to be not just me talking at you for like an hour. I want it to be like a discussion space as well. And we can work together to come up with ways of addressing situations and improving on what's already here. But yeah, that's pretty much the briefing. So yeah, the objective of the session, and this is a analogy that Jenny, MCVP IGT, likes to use, and I like to use as well. Well, now that I've heard it, a lot of times it's basically kind of you do a CC with your EP, and it's basically kind of like a first date. So first date with the EP with Isaac, and how do we ensure that we can convert these EPs that want to show up to a CC and want to talk to us to more than just a first date, kind of get to know you and then just ghost you for like the rest of the year. We don't want that. So that's the point of this session. Yeah, and the biggest thing, well, what our objective of a CC is, hopefully, is getting them to actually, non-financially commit to going on an exchange, which is basically the way I see it is ensuring that they are interested enough to actually apply and is kind of invested in seeing what Isaac can offer them and want to move forward with that. Yeah, so put that ring on that finger, make sure they want to commit and they want to move forward with Isaac. That's kind of the challenge that objection handling tries to handle. and we're going through that today. Let me just move that. So yeah, a lot of the time, when we do CCs, at least from my past experience, and from talking to DPs, members, TLs, that kind of thing, a lot of the time is very much focused on the CC itself. What we say to the EP, like what Isaac is all about, what we can pitch to them or sell to them. And often we kind of forget that the experience, the relationship we have with the EP, is also, it starts long before the CC, and it still continues long after. And this is something I'm going to be touching upon tomorrow as well in the customer profiling webinar. We're going through a little bit about what we can do before we get to that CC, how we can build that relationship with the EP beforehand and get to know them. Whereas today for objection handling, it's more kind of during and after the CC, the problems that come up, and how we can deal with that. Yeah, and again, it's not just limited to kind of the CC stage. The objections can come up all the way from once they've applied, like even up till they approve. Your EP is always going to have questions they want to ask you. Stuff happens, as it does, and you can't blame the EP for being concerned about safety, that kind of thing. So yeah, it'll happen. So it'll be good. It's a good thing to kind of know, to learn, for the entire customer flow, and hoping that you guys are able to take something away from today's session. But yeah, finish everything. Am I going at a good rate? I'm not like speaking too fast or too slow. Is this G? It's like wave in chat if good, or like say yes. Yes, G? Okay, nice. Alrighty then. So yeah, before we do begin, I'd just like to ask in chat, is there something, like what's something you guys want to get out of today's session that you think hasn't really been touched on yet? Just so like if we have time, I can come back to it and like have a discussion space about that. Can I get does anyone feel like there's something, a particular thing that they're having a problem with or something, and they want to put it into the session? Yes? No? All right then. Oh yeah, handling. Yep, that'll be a part of the one of the main pain points of EPs. Thanks for bringing that up. Is it Meta? Great, thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, it's going to be part of that. Yeah, and feel free, just anytime, put it into the chat if you want to raise something, or if you want to discuss something. I can see the chat, so and I'll definitely be reading it and bringing it up if we have the time, or if we get to a relevant part of the session. But okay, let's get started. Why is this not working? There we go. All right. So first things first, how to respond to objection handling, right? And I'm sure a lot of you will already kind of know this stuff, will be already unconsciously doing it during your CCs, which is good. But just bringing it kind of to the surface, making a conscious effort to do it, and we can do it even better. So a couple of things, like I know when I was first in oGV, was like a fresh new member, didn't know how to do anything, I didn't know shit. During CCs, a lot of the time where I would be very quick to, like, if an EP has a question, be like, oh no, this is actually what we mean. Yeah, don't worry about whatever the EP was worrying about, without actually taking the time to listen to what the EP has said, and actually process that and address it in, I wouldn't say a more appropriate way, but in a way that doesn't come off as very like this is what I mean, and this is why like you should listen to what I have to say. That kind of that kind of tone. So yeah, you know, something we can all try and do is listening to the objection before handling it, as well as not only that, but when they're actually done, actually processing that information, and making sure the objection you've processed is actually what they mean, and it's not, you're not just making baseless assumptions. Actually confirm that, because if you a lot of times, you know, you can kind of go off on a tangent, and the EP isn't really talking, and you aren't really talking about what the EP wants to talk about. So yeah, you got to make sure what I have to do is like, oh, so you kind of think maybe they're having a problem with financial stuff, but you don't want to straight up say, oh, do you have money problems, man? That kind of thing. It's like, you know, are you concerned about the administration fee? You know, is that the case? Or yeah, are you, to what Amanda said, are you worried about the potential dangers or safety concerns that can come with an exchange? You know, making sure you do understand where the EP comes from. You know, that's definitely always the first step to being able to successfully handle that exchange, successfully get the EP to kind of see what Isaac can do, and what they can gain out of Isaac as well. Yeah, and that moves me to my next point, which is explore the reasoning. You know, sometimes what an EP says isn't what they really mean. Most of the time, when they say something that they don't really mean that same thing, they mean something else. A lot of something that does come up with me, at least in my experience, is when EPs say they come up with just like the straight, you know, I don't have money, or oh no, I was like, oh, I'm concerned about my safety. But then when I actually get to talk to them deeper, that's kind of just their first kind of knee-jerk reaction. And what they really are concerned about is something more deeper. Is like, rather than them being concerned with safety, sometimes, you know, it's just their parents, they're not letting them. They don't want the EP to go. And we'll be talking about that a bit later. Yeah. And so after that happens, what we do is answer the question, obviously. You know, when the EP raises the objection, that's them raising a pain point. That's them expressing that they're maybe not fear something, but they're concerned about a particular point. And the biggest task, or what our job is to make sure we can address that concern, and if possible alleviate it. And did someone say something? No? All right. Yeah, alleviate that fear. Yeah, I think I'm going a bit slow, so I'll speed it up a little bit. Sorry if I'm still speaking a lot at you. I'll try and make it more discussion heavy after this bit. Yeah, and then finally, after you kind of try to address that objection, check back with the EP, and see if you've managed to alleviate that, or if they have another issue that they're having a problem with, and you can then address that particular issue. Yeah, so it's all about objection handling. It's all about making sure that the EP, well, not that they don't have concerns, but the concerns they do have that we can address and alleviate, so that they feel better, or they're more confident in actually going on an exchange. You know, they want to go on exchange, and then they see the value of going on an exchange. Because if we take away all the things that they're concerned about, all the things that are holding them back, then they don't see the problems, and they see all the good stuff that they can gain out of an Isaac exchange. Yeah. Yeah, and then you bring the conversation back, and we always want to do this. We always want to bring anything like our message when we talk to EPs. We want to bring it back to why we do Isaac in the first place. You know, like not just what they can gain out of an exchange, but why we want to send them on exchange in the first place. All about that PNF. Like this is the reason why we volunteer for Isaac. We don't get paid. We do this because we want to. And hopefully, this is the reason why. We want PNF. We want that to happen. Yeah, just wrap this little bit. Yeah, objections don't mean straight up no. They just mean yes, but this. So it's all about addressing the but this part of your EP's concerns. So then the EP feels confident about their investment in this, and that they made the right choice. So yeah, was that G for everything? For everyone? Does anyone have any questions about that part? Just put a wave in chat if or G. So I'm gonna take that as everything's all right. Okay. So moving into refusals, so refusal conversion, especially in cold calling. So how many times have we, been doing cold calling, or we've done to a CC, and after it's done, it's just like, let me get back to you, or you're on the phone with someone, it's like, oh, I'm busy, talk to me later, or give me some information, and then I'll contact you back if you're interested, if they're interested. How many times does that happen, and how many times have they actually gotten back to you? Like, I don't know, for me, unless they're super, super keen, like basically, if EP says this, when I was just a member, I was just like, that's basically like the signing the death warrant on your CC or your conversation with the EP, because you probably never hear back from them again. But what can we do to ensure that we still keep that conversation alive, we still keep that relationship alive, and making sure that we do continue to keep in touch with them. So most of you probably already know this kind of stuff, so I won't spend too long on it. But really the biggest thing is not just to give up immediately when they kind of seem dismissive. If you're on a call, don't just hang up. Be like, oh, when is the better time I can call you back? Or if after the call, immediately send them a text, be like, oh, sorry, I missed you at this time. Sorry, you're busy. Can I give you a call back at whatever time you want? Because that puts the initiative, that gives the initiative back to you. So you already kind of put that in their mind, and you're able to act on it. You're not just waiting for them to get back to you. And if during a call they do have the time, they're just kind of not sure they're interested, like actually talk about why they want information, what kind of specific type of information they want, so you can actually give it to them just right there and then, save a lot of time. And finally, of course, always follow up. Yes, follow up so important. I'm sure you all know that. I don't need to beat you over the head with it again. Follow up. The more times you follow up, the more you're in the EP's mind. And getting a straight up no from like an EP who's super annoyed that you keep chasing them up is a lot better than just getting ghosted and not actually knowing if the EP is actually interested or not. And I speak this from experience working in IGT as well. But yeah, that's refusals, and how you can try and convert a refusal. Is there any questions about this particular slide? Nope. All right then. Moving on. All right. So to the kind of the big part, the main, the meat and potatoes of this session, common pain points, objections. So like I said, there's three. I don't have money, I don't have the time, or I'm concerned about my safety. And we'll be talking about those three. So yeah, when an EP says, I don't have the money, it's really, oftentimes they're not saying that they don't have the money to spend. Because, obviously there are some EPs who are, that you talk to that are, quite a bit strapped for cash. But sometimes, but other times they are able to, generate the funds. It's just about whether or not we, as Isaac, have demonstrated the value of an exchange. Have we kind of demonstrated to the EP what we do in Isaac, what we're trying to basically sell them is value for their money. And that's really kind of the big, I would say, what's the word? Like issue, the big pain point is do what you say in a CC and your interaction with the EP, does all that demonstrate the value of Isaac and demonstrate enough value for them that they're willing to spend, that $950 admin fee plus like tickets, maybe TNTs? Are they willing to spend that to get what Isaac sells through an exchange? And we'll talk about ways forward later. But who here comes up with this, like hits this particular objection a lot of time? Yeah. And how do you usually address it, Sammy? Do you wanna unmute and then tell the group discussion? Because I don't think the recording records chat, so it's gonna be like a yeah.
Yeah, so basically, we tell our members to really give them, we've provided like a cost breakdown for our partner projects, and we get them to explain like, yes, it's $950, but this is actually quite reasonable when you consider that in most cases food is provided and accommodation is provided.
And has that been successful, or has there been kind of other things that still come up?
I feel like if someone's really keen, then that's kind of like the thing that does push them to apply. But if someone's more on the fence, then it doesn't make a huge difference.
Yeah, cost breakdown is definitely something that that we can do. I don't know if how did you come up with the cost breakdown, by the way? Was it just
well, I myself had been on exchange to one of our partners, and we had one team leader who's actually from that country. So we sort of based it on our own experiences.
Okay, cool. So it's more of a breakdown of like stuff like travel, like travel tickets,
like flights, food, transport, that sort of stuff.
Has the have your EPs ever asked about the admin fee?
Sometimes if it's like a not all the time, but for example, if it was like a project explorer or something, we would sort of highlight that to them and say, look, you are going to like 9 different cities, and that extra TN fee does go to covering sort of your travel to lots of different places.
Cool. That's good. Has anyone else had success with using cost breakdowns to kind of alleviate concern from Sammy? Or have people got other ways of dealing with that? Anyone? I'm sure Sammy is not the only one who's had EPs that have issues with money. Wait, Lynn, pick on someone in your LC. Hi, Carol. Carol and Jay. What about you guys? Have you had issues with the money problem? That's not all. All right then. Okay, fine. We'll move on. Yes, but also is the cost breakdown thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cost breakdown is a good. It's definitely a good. Good. Fuck. What am I trying to say? Oh, sorry. It's a good strategy to use. Yeah, because you can break down where their money goes. And then make the EP a lot more confident. About where their funds going, so they know what they're getting out of it. And I don't know if this has come up with you guys or not, but has anyone had issues with trying to explain the $950 administration fee? Yeah, no? Yeah? Question was, has anyone had issues explaining the 950 local administration fee that Isaac in Australia charges? Because yeah, it definitely did come up a lot, especially when I was a member and a VP. That yeah, they would often question why we have to pay that admin fee. So Val, Meta, what are some things? What are some things that you've kind of said to address why the 950 goes where it goes?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear? Hello?
Hello, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, that's good. Sorry, I thought I was talking to myself. Yeah, with the 950, I usually just sort of focus on the value in terms of not the cost, but the value that the investment is going to get up. Like, I don't think I focus more on a breakdown of the cost itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely a way. Like it's on the slide. A lot of the EPs think it's all about the cost, right? Because obviously they will.
Yeah.
There's other people, but then the thing you can do, it's not frame it in such a way that it's not such a cost, but it's an investment.
Exactly, yeah.
Because it is an investment.
Exactly.
The EP is investing in themselves, or at least we want them to invest in themselves. And then we as Isaac, we're investing our time and money as well into our EPs because we want them to develop into future young leaders. So yeah, that's definitely a way you can talk about it and kind of reframe the concern so that it becomes the EP is more willing, I would say, to accept that fee. What about you, Bao? How have you been addressing this? Bao? Is Bao there? Group. All right. Okay. Oh, Bao doesn't want to say anything. Oh no, that's all good. Do you just want to talk then? It'll be good for the recording as well. Oh, PC. Okay, no worries then. well, I'll talk a bit more about some other of the ways forwards while Bauer's typing, and then we'll go back to him. So yeah, a lot of the ways forwards we've kind of already talked about. Giving them a budget breakdown of where their money goes is definitely good. Both for the administration fee, if you feel that it's something you wanna move towards, but also just like the general expenses, like Sammy does, with the breaking down of like travel expenses, all that kind of stuff, which I might steal from you later, Sammy. See if we can use it, get the entire nation to use it. So yeah, that's definitely a good way to move forward. Yeah, and like we were saying, framing the conversation in such a way that you kind of get the EP to understand that it's not a cost, it's an investment. It's an investment of their money into developing themselves. Yeah, that's the strategy I kind of like to use. I kind of go into CCs with because it's very often it's hard. It's very easy to kind of get hung up on the money side, and then EPs aren't able to kind of move away from that and see what they can actually get out of an Isaac exchange. And then another thing we can do, which isn't always applicable because they're not always happening, is you can direct them to current discount campaigns. They can be MC run or LC run. I'll definitely alleviate some of the money problems. And something that did happen in MU last year is that we helped a couple of our EPs set up GoFundMe pages. I think my VP, my current VP IGT, I think he raised about $300-400 just off a GoFundMe page. I'm talking about Isaac and an exchange and what he wants to get out of it. But that's definitely something you can direct your EP to. It's kind of a relatively new thing, so ESD might take a look at that and look at the best way to set up like a fundraising initiative. But there's definitely something a more tangible, I guess, strategy that you can raise with your EP if they really are concerned about that. So that's something to do. And back to Bao, are you still typing? Because there we go. Yeah, so Bao, I'm sure everyone can read that, going for cost breakdown again. It's good that no one has any concerns about it. So that means, hopefully that means they're really into what Isaac can do. And cost isn't that much of a problem. But yeah. So that's that. Does anyone have any other methods or strategies that they use to kind of address this issue? Okay, I'll take that as a no, but we can definitely come back to this later in the Q&A session if something does pop up. So yeah, next, another big thing, probably tied with money, with like the biggest pain point that EPs have is, I don't have time. And often this is a very much a knee-jerk reaction as well. Like they think, oh, it's during the summer, I've already got plans, I've got summer school, whatever, I don't have time for this. But that might not always be the case, because like we always say, Isaac is Hello, Adi. Did you want to say something? Oh, no. All right. Okay. All right, bye, Adi. Yeah. Isaac is quite flexible with our time because we offer projects all year round. 6 to 8 weeks. Sometimes we do 4 weeks, but I'm not sure that's not something that I would recommend like starting off your conversation with because we can't ensure that. But yeah, Isaac is quite flexible without timing. Oh shit! Really? Damn. Whoa. Never managed to do that before. Yeah, so if those of you who can't see chat, Sammy says that sometimes they're able to get their faculty to approve of EPs deferring the exams, that sounds like awesome and makes Isaac sound super legit. Oh, QT. Adi, if you're listening, are 4 week pilot projects still a thing, or have that been scrapped?
So globally, 4 week is still a pilot. Australia is not part of the pilot program, so we can't apply for 4 week projects. For Lynn, I can talk to you in more detail later about it if you want.
Okay then. Well, everyone, please ignore dot point number 2 until it comes out of the private pilot stage, I guess. But yeah, Sammy, what do you do to talk to the faculty? Is it just like writing them an email, explaining what Isaac does, and then they're just like, oh yeah, that sounds G. Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I think Panda or Mina will know, but there's like some sort of head of something, and we have a good relationship with them, and we just ask them.
Sammy, sorry, can I just interrupt you? Yeah, I did this for my opportunity that's coming up in June, July. I basically contacted the head of business school, writing a formal letter saying like what Isaac is, what overseas opportunity that I'm going on, and how this is going to benefit me as a person and my like future studies and future career. And that basically got me approved for like deferring my exams.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Great. Later, would you be able to send that to me? So Crank can take a look at it, and then maybe make like a thing for everyone to be able to do the EPs. So yeah. Oh, come on. Hopefully you can. So Alyssa, with the 4 weeks projects, is there anything bad about? Can you clarify what you mean by that, Alyssa?
Like, is there something like is there a reason for us to not suggest it, like in terms of development of the EPs?
So from my understanding, Adi, you can interject if I'm wrong. From my understanding is that I think Isaac International feels that 4 week projects, like spending only a month in the country isn't enough for them to get a full Isaac experience. That's what my understanding is. So they've pushed for 6 to 8 weeks. Although I think they probably bring back the 4 weeks because that's been a big concern with EPs. Is that more or less what's right, Adi?
So yeah, 4 week projects at the moment. There's something that's being piloted by a few entities globally. Australia didn't apply to be part of it because the timeline didn't fit Australia's timeline. So the reason it is it's 6 week projects, similar to what Ben said, just based on over the last few years of GB, like six to 8 weeks was like kind of like the suited time to kind of immerse yourself in the culture, experience, make an impact, and so on. That's why right now they're piloting 4 weeks. We won't know the outcome of that until maybe July, at ISEC International Congress. And then from there, we'll have a very clear way forward as to how 4 week projects will work. Yeah, that's probably the best way to sum up 4 week projects. Yeah. If you do have questions about 4 week projects, feel free to message me individually, or so I can discuss more in offline about it.
Nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, Does that answer your question, Alyssa?
Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. So yeah, hopefully, IC will approve of this. I mean, not IC, AI will approve of it by June. And then, you know, maybe this is something that you can look towards for semester 2, something that you can try. But for now, yeah, first, like, one of the things you want to do first of all is for an EP, ask them what their schedule is. Yeah, you know, because again, we do have projects year round, so if they do have stuff planned for the summer, more than likely we're able to work around that. Because, you know, summer breaks like what, 3 months long? Projects, I mean, what, a month and a half, 2 months. So unless they're going on like a 2-month vacation, which is, that's a long ass vacation. We can definitely work around it. Yeah, and if we're able to kind of do what Meta did and, you know, defer exams, that's an even bigger time frame. So you get to know what their schedule is, and that will help be even more helpful. With point number 3, this is something I haven't actually tried, but it's an idea that I kind of was thinking about. And I suppose this is more suitable for the summer period. Is that you have, you know, particular projects for that start at, you know, the particular months, so that when you do get to know the EP schedule, you don't have to kind of spend time with the EP on Options Portal going through like all the different projects, because there's a shit ton, and you'll take forever to find the one that EP probably likes. Is, you know, having already a database already of you know, good projects for each month. So if the EP says, you know, they're available from I don't know, let's say from July to August, then you'll already be like, okay, so during July to August, this kind of period, these are the projects that we've already kind of vetted. We've already kind of had partner talks with, and we know that it'll be good, and that will give you the best experience that you can. So you immediately jump on that, immediately go to that page, and then go through it with your EP, rather than spending a lot of time kind of going just through the search tool and sussing stuff out. Yeah, that does take quite a bit of time. And it's a lot better for kind of like your professional image as well. If you can just straight up say, oh, you want to go during August? I got a project that'll be perfect for you, and you can immediately jump on that. You give them that confidence as well. So yeah, that's a couple of things you can do to address. I don't have the time. Does anyone want to contribute something? You know, other things that they've kind of been doing to address the time, or are there other particular concerns that I haven't raised that you kind of want to ask about? No. All right then. Yeah. Again, there's gonna be a Q&A space at the end, so talk about it during then. And finally, another thing, this comes up less often, and a lot of the times it's more so to do with parents, is, you know, concern of safety. And can't blame me for that. I can't blame, you know, them for being concerned about their own safety. But it's definitely something that can be addressed and can be a concern, can be alleviated. Yeah. And this is where kind of probing and kind of understanding assumptions oftentimes pays off the most, because sometimes you want to know, like, are they the ones that are worried, or is it like their parents? You know, because I know if I decided to like go to, I don't know, like go on exchange to like Romania or somewhere for 8 weeks, my parents would be like, Ben, what are you doing? What? And they probably would be very resistant to it. So that's definitely something that can happen. But also another thing, like I was saying, is that sometimes safety might be their knee-jerk reaction to like going on exchange. So and then they kind of are using it as maybe not an excuse, but as something to say. When in fact, like they have bigger concerns, or not bigger concerns, but other concerns. And yeah, so that's where kind of getting to know where the EP is coming from and being able to really understand where they're at will be very useful. And so, a couple of ways forward. And before that, has anyone had a lot of trouble with this particular pain point before, or is it mainly time and money? Okay. I'll definitely bring it up. If you do have something to share, though, please. Good for everyone to know. But yeah, so a couple of ways forward. So this is something that MC has made for the parents, is the letter of recommendation for from Isaac, and it's signed by Jesse, our current MCP. There we go. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. It's basically kind of, yeah, it's just like a Isaac endorse. Oh, my internet connection is unstable. Okay. It's an endorsement letter pretty much of what Isaac does. Is basically like selling Isaac to the parents as well. No, sorry, I can't scroll down because, oh, there we go. And yeah, it just goes through what Isaac can provide for their child. I'm not gonna go through it all because it's pretty heavy. There's a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's kind of just showing that Isaac is kind of legit, and we're not just like a random like university club kind of thing. Like we actually are here because we want to get PNF, and we want to achieve that, and we want to send people on exchange so that we can change lives. So that's kind of thing. Yeah, and signed by Jesse, managing director. So it sounds super official. And that's something we have, a resource we have for you guys as well. If you want to share that to your APs to give their parents. And we also have it in Chinese as well. Those are the two current languages we have at the moment. But obviously, Isaac, not Isaac, Australia is a pretty multicultural place, so pretty sure we have more EPs in English and Chinese. If you guys could put into the chat, like, what are the main kind of nationalities of EPs that you guys get, so that ESD and MC is able to get translated versions of the letter of recommendation as well. That would be great. Don't have to do it now, but a bit later. Yeah, just put it in the chat so that we can find not just English and Chinese letters of recommendation. So that's something you can give to the parents. And like another thing too is that you can even offer to speak to the parents on the EP's behalf. You're like, actually, maybe, well, not get them to come in for a CC, but maybe talk to them on the phone, explain what Isaac does, just to alleviate their concern. Another thing you can do is just recommend countries with the green safety level on the the Australian government's Smart Traveller Guide. Yeah, there's just a list of the countries. I'm sure, hopefully, most or you already know about this and like use it. Yeah, it's pretty useful. You can just go in. Nice, good. That's good, Sammy. But yeah, you can just offer the countries that are green on this if they are really like adamantly concerned about their safety and they don't want to go to a potentially quite dangerous place, you can offer countries on a green level here. And this website is quite good as well because it also offers some level of visa advice and passport advice. So it's a good resource not just for your EP but for you as well. Like if you know your EP is pretty into like a particular country, you can do a lot of your research from here and be able to provide answers on the spot with your EP. So this is a good site to have bookmarked. I'm sure like probably like most of you already know about it, but for those of you that don't know, this is definitely I would definitely recommend having this in the back in mind and using it as a good resource to use. So yeah, that's something you can do. And additionally, you know, and this is more relevant for our IR partners as well. The host entity should provide to you specific safety precautions, you know, and where it's the HE is also there during the exchange as well. Like we're not just sending an EP away to like a foreign country and then just leaving them there. We have HE on the ground. So that's definitely another thing you can bring up to your EP to make sure, you know, to alleviate the concern. But then of course, finally is something like that you can try and frame the conversation around as well, especially when it comes to safety, is that the whole point of an exchange is to be pushed out of your comfort zone, you know, to be put into situations where you're not not comfortable and are actually challenged, because that's the only way for one to develop and to gain something. So that's definitely a way you can frame the conversation around it during your CC, so that the EP kind of changes the perspective as well. But then obviously don't be too you don't want to be too direct about it. Like, no, go to a like dangerous place because that's the only way you will be able to get something out of it. Yeah, don't be like too like aggro about it, but it's definitely a good way of framing your conversation just from the beginning, so they already have that kind of I want to be pushed out of my comfort zone, I want to be challenged kind of mindset. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to talk about for the safety. Has anyone had particular issues with this or come with it, or has something they use to kind of address this concern? Apart from Sammy, who is MVP tonight. No, that's right. Again, we'll be moving to Q&A space. So if you guys have problems and stuff you want to bring up, you can definitely bring up there. But yeah, that's the objection 101 kind of done. Sorry, we are over time by quite a bit. My bad. But yeah, we'll move into Q&A space now, and hopefully opens the floor up to discussions. So I've taken the liberty of putting in some stuff that is potentially a problem. So yeah, my friend had a bad experience with Isaac. I don't know what I can get out of either exchange. You know, why can't I just go to a university exchange? What are some other issues that you've had with EPs in terms of objections? You know, so, and that we haven't really talked about yet. Chinese visa restrictions. Can is Denise or MP or like Lynn or someone, can you take minutes for me while we bring up a new discussion? Actually, I'll message Denise. Denise. All right, cool. Do you have the link, Denise?
Now, can you check me the link?
Yeah. Hold up.
Ben, you keep talking. I'll send it to Denise.
Oh, okay, no worries then.
Sure.
All right. So Sammy, Chinese visa restrictions. Yep, that's definitely something that can come up. Does anyone else have something that pops up a lot? An objection, and they're not quite sure how to handle it. No. So the only objections EPs ever have are time, money, and safety for you guys. Okay. Well, again, I want to open this up as more of a discussion space. So for my friend had a bad experience with Isaac or Exchange before. What do you guys think are some ways that we can address this particular issue or this particular objection? Like, how can we kind of alleviate the concern with that? Does anyone want to volunteer?
I guess we can explain that we've got partner projects, and the whole purpose of having partner projects is to ensure that our EPs have a good experience. So maybe the reason why their friend had a bad experience is because they went to an LC where there isn't an established partnership, and we can ensure such a good experience.
Yeah, for sure. Talking about IR, which is IR is something we're pushing a lot as well. The whole point of IR is to make sure we can deliver a good experience for our EPs. And like another thing is like everyone has different experiences. Everyone has a different. Every exchange is different. Like just because their friend has had a bad experience on exchange before doesn't mean they will. And like you can even like I was talking about in terms of probing and getting to know more, ask them about what their bad experience was, asking them what made their experience bad, and then you can kind of you can kind of address those issues, and then address those underlying issues. And again, they might be to do with stuff like safety or other things. So getting to know and understand that. Does anyone else have any ideas of what you can do to address this particular issue? MP, is MP there? Oh no, he left. Oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't. MP, pick on someone. Oh, rip. Okay, he did leave. That's all right then. Okay then. Well, we'll move on to the second one. So I'm not sure what I can gain out of an Isaac exchange. Has anyone ever had this come up before? Yes. No. No. Yes. Okay. Well, no one has had this come up before. Maybe not. Oh, Bao. Yes, it has. Okay. Well, what'd you do in that case? And while Bao's typing, anyone else had this issue or have something they want to say, like a particular GCP or a strategy they think can help address this issue? If you can suggest another LC. What do you mean by that, Tanner? Hello, Panda? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, so you're talking about the first one. Yeah, you can. Yeah, and I think that also links to what Sammy said of only recommending partner projects. Our partners is definitely good. And I'm not sure if you guys have stuff like project booklets that have like specific projects with specific partner countries. But I know MU has, and that's something they use. I don't know how successful it is, but that's something you guys can look into. Just having those partner projects ready. Info sheet. No worries. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, just having those ready, and you can experience. You can recommend that experience to the EP, just like that. Yeah, back to Bao. In terms of not sure what you can get out of an Isaac exchange. Yeah, so breaking out of your comfort zone, experiencing other cultures like a local. Yeah, definitely. Food. Yeah, food gets everyone. Oh, all about experiencing the new food you can try. But defos. And this I think I'm also going to talk about a bit during the customer profiling webinar as well. Something that really addresses this issue is actually being able to build that customer profile or getting to understand your EP like beforehand, because it's not, this kind of isn't an issue that that has kind of a set answer to, yeah, because everyone has different things that they want to gain or that they want to experience in life. So I would recommend is it's all about finding out who that person is and what they do want to get out of life, or like an Isaac experience, and then you can you're able to really provide that kind of tailored response to what they to address that concern. And I'll talk about that a bit more during customer profiling. So yeah, that's that. Oh, okay. No worries, Panda. Bye bye. And then finally, for what I have here, why can't I just go on a university exchange? I mean, yeah, this is pretty cut and dry as well. Like, university exchange has its pros and cons, and Isaac exchange has its pros and cons. But at the end of the day, what we're doing in Isaac isn't what a university exchange does. So it's all about making that distinction in the first place and making sure that your EP understands what that value is. And EST could probably even make, I mean, I literally just came up with this idea. Maybe even EST could make like a breakdown, like a pro-con breakdown of university exchange versus Isaac exchange. And track that to you guys. Does that sound like something you guys would use and like actually be useful? Like a breakdown of what you can get out of Isaac exchange versus a university exchange? Or like even just like a vacation? Yes? Alright. Yeah, it's definitely we can look in, definitely something we can look into. Okay then, cool. So that's that. I know we're running over time by quite a bit, so I'll just address what Sammy put in chat, and then we can try and wrap up. So it's fine. Yeah. So Sammy brought up something about Chinese visa restrictions. Sammy, can you clarify if that's like to China or for Chinese EPs?
For Chinese EPs.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem that happens quite a bit as well. Not even just for Chinese EPs. I know like up until recently as well. We had Australian EPs had problems with Brazil. Like we actually couldn't send any EPs to Brazil because they allow didn't give out visas for Australians. But luckily that's changed. We're able to do that now. So the thing with that, I guess, is if the Chinese EP can't go into a country because they can't get a visa to the country, then we can't really guarantee that country to them. And so it's if they're like particularly adamant about it, again, it's about finding why they're so adamant about going to a particular country, or is it like something they want to get out of the exchange, and is that something you can get out of another country as well, but that allows that doesn't have any visa restrictions. So that's something that we can do. We right now ESD is currently working on a landing page for EPs. We're still talking with Mac about it and trying to suss it out. But basically, it'll have a visa application slash like issues restrictions page on it, where it'll just have the list of the countries that we generally send EPs to, and then have stuff to do with like how to apply for a visa, what are the restrictions, that kind of stuff. So that's something we're working on now, and when it's done, we'll definitely share with you guys as well, so that you can send that to your EPs, and that will make things a bit easier to do with working out visas and those restrictions and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's so hopefully that'll be out soon-ish. Hopefully by the end of May, because it'll also be kind of a VD thing as well. It'll have all kinds of stuff. I'll talk about it later, or put it into a post for you guys. But yeah, that's something we're trying to work on as well. But yeah, that's for visa restrictions. Those are kind of some of the things that you can kind of do. Does anyone else have any other particular situations that come up that you're kind of unfamiliar with or have issues with? No. No, that's all right. If you don't have any, that's all good. I will be sharing these slides out to you guys, and you'll have edit access. So if like in the future, you guys do have objections that come up, you can definitely come to this page, these slides, and put it in here. And not only will ESD kind of look at it and provide a bit of input, but hopefully you guys as well. If you have an issue come to this page and you see like someone else has put up another objection, and it's something that you've had success with kind of handling, I would really love and appreciate you guys also putting in your input as well, kind of responding to that, so that we can kind of have this nationwide created resource where everyone is able to share their GCPs, and then we can make this a really, really useful resource moving forward into the future. Yeah, so I really hope that you can do that. So yeah, have just an extra slides just to just for you guys in case there are any other ones. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. So just wrapping up. Yeah, so yeah, AC is working on has been working on this, as well as the customer profiling webinar tomorrow, because really, looking forward, pretty much we're hitting like the peak, and May is kind of like, is it meaningful? What? Why is it meaningful? What? Okay. All right, I changed that to meaningful. But yeah, we're moving into May, which is, it's peak period. It's kind of like our last big push that we can do to make sure we are able to achieve for the semester, and to make sure we're able to provide those meaningful experiences for our EPs. And I'm pretty sure MC also has a campaign to go along with this, and it's also one that everyone, with regards to the products, can kind of contribute to. So it's not just for OG X members, but it's also for Mac members as well to participate in. And like objection handling, this kind of stuff is, I think, also useful for Mac as well, because objection handling that and like addressing EP concerns, that doesn't just start during the CEC. That shouldn't start from the beginning, where the message we provide, the message that we show, is the best that we can, is the best message that we can, and helps the EP already understand what Isaac does and the values that we provide. So hopefully, I'm hoping you guys have managed to get a little bit of something out of this objection handling seminar, that you'll be able to kind of do CCs with more confidence now, do refusal conversions during your core calls, that kind of thing. And yeah, if you do have any more questions, you can definitely ask anyone in the ESP, or if you have objections, put it into here. ESP will do their best to kind of answer. So hope you guys got something out of this session, and that was useful, and I didn't waste 1.5 hours of your life. So yeah, that's pretty much webinar done. Please come to tomorrow's as well, for customer profiling, because that's a completely kind of a new thing that ESP has been working on, that we think will really be helpful for you guys converting to applicants as well. So yeah, please do come tomorrow. But apart from that, that's everything. Hope you guys enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your night. Yeah. All right. Bye, guys. I'm gonna end this call now. How do I do this? End meeting. Okay. All right. Bye.